2010 paper mock question, okay, interpenetration. With this question, as you can see, the white solid down in plan, we were not given an overall width. However, you will notice that that line there, that intersects with that corner that you were told kind of to start with, is in line with that point down on the bottom, which gets you your overall width. So to start this, you're best off to start on this corner. Okay, come back at 30 degrees, measure your 25, come back at 60 degrees, and at this corner where it intersects, so again, obviously it's 70 wide, get your 25 on this side and come back at 60 degrees, you'll get that corner, come back at 30 degrees, you'll get the box. And all those lines are very straightforward. You can bring all of those points up and you can get this solid in the center. So that should be okay. Some of you are having difficulty with getting the actual equilateral triangle. Just for this, what you need to know is alternate triangles or alternate angles. If you're looking for an angle of 35 degrees up on top, but you've no idea where this point is, well, you can safely assume that the angle at the bottom of it that has between two parallel lines will also be 35 degrees. So we've been given corner 1. We will come up at 30 degrees like we were asked and start anywhere to find one corner of that triangle. You'll grab your compass and you were told that the edge length of that was 130, but because it's scale 1:2, it's going to be an edge length of 65. You'll measure 65 on your set square and anywhere you'll strike that distance off. Okay, you'll take the distance, strike it off on both sides. However, you've no idea at this stage where those 2 points are, but what you do know is that if you draw a horizontal line and measure 35 degrees, you'll get 35 degrees on top, which will get you your point B. Once you have B, you can then, with your 65, take the distance from B and strike it off. You'll get point C, and that's the triangle found. Bring all of your points back, and this shape will develop. So remember, it was out 10 from the edge of the object and out 10 on the far side. So it was 20, but scale 1:2, it's 10 millimeters either side. That gets your elevation done. In order to get pretty much anything in the plan, you need to do this auxiliary. And as you've looked at auxiliaries since the start of last year, an auxiliary is looking at an object perpendicular to the surface. So I'm looking in perpendicular to that equilateral triangle. Because of that 30 degrees, it means my auxiliary XY line is going to be at 60 degrees. And I'm going to bring out every single point, every single one of them, like 7 and 8 and 3 and 4, and the triangle itself, A, B, and C, 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 6, 5, 6 on the top, 5, and so on. I'll bring them all down at 30 degrees. The easiest thing to get, you were told in plan that at that corner, that's where the equilateral triangle starts. So I've labelled that A. So for A, I take this distance on my compass and I strike it off on the correct line. So for instance, take the distance from 1 to A on your compass and on that line, strike it off. When you have that corner A, you can bring down your C line and you can bring down your B line. And the most important thing we know is the distance is 65. So from A, you'll strike off 65. See where it touches your line C. When you have that, bring it back. See where it touches your line B. And your equilateral triangle would find itself. So you take the distance as I showed you earlier on, strike 65 till you find it on the line B. Strike 65 from B until it touches on the line C, and you can draw in your equilateral triangle. As for the white object, which is this block, all you're doing is with every single individual point, the distance to 5, on your line 5, you strike it off. Now 5 has 2 points on the bottom and on the top, so strike it off on top. 5 joins to 5, you can see that from the elevation. Do the same with 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3 and 4. And this object will create itself. Some people might be confused in how they join. Very straightforward. 1 joins to 1, 1 joins to 2, 2 joins to 2, 2 joins back to 1. So that's what you can see here. 1 joins to 1, 1 on the bottom joins to 2 on the bottom, 2 joins to 2 on top, 2 joins to 1 on top also. That gets me that front face. For this funny face, you can see from here, 1 joins to, 2 joins to 5, 5 joins to 3, 3 joins to 4, and so on. You can see it from your elevation as well. So again, 2 to 3, 2 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5, 5 down to the base, and 5 back to 2. And keep going until the entire auxiliary is done. Once that's done, we've achieved 75%. So with any of these questions, once you have the auxiliary, the third view done, you can help solve it. And you're getting anywhere between 60 and 75%, depending on the complexity of the object. So for this marking scheme, it was 75% I have got just right now. And as you can see, I don't have anything in the plan on the left-hand side. I needed this in order to get that. So you can't do it. Some people will be confused on how to get this, and I'm just going to show you there quickly. So now that I've found where B is, take the distance to B, and anywhere from your ground, strike it off. You can see I'm getting this line now. Do the same with C. Take the distance all the way out to C, and from your XY line, strike it off. It's getting me this line here. So I can get the right hand side, no problem. The left hand side I can't get until I start doing all of the information inside there. Now, we're going to look at all of the different pierce points, and there's a lot of them, so we'll get going. So firstly, I need to see where B finishes on the line on that surface. I get an intersection point on this surface. I'm going to call it X. On the bottom there, I get another intersection surface. I'm going to call it Q for a minute. Obviously, C is your next point, which we'll need to find. C is intersecting this pierce point, which I'm going to call Y. Y joins to A, that's fine. A joins up to this one, which I'm going to call Z. Okay, we'll stick with those for the minute. You can see there's another kind of an intersection point down here. I'm going to call it R. So you can see X, Y, and Z anyways. These are all on the top surfaces that I can see. Q and R, you can see they're on hidden detail lines. That means they're at the back. It's talking about this side of the object. I'm going to focus on the right hand side of the object for the moment. So, as you would have seen before, B, I don't know how far in on the surface 1, 2, 3, and 8 is. So you would have seen this a good few times before. On the surface 1, 2, 3, and 8, I'm going to see where B terminates. I'm going to join any of the vertices out through B and see where it terminates on the line 2, 3 on top. So I'm going to bring that point onto the line 2, 3, which is here. That's point Z. Oh no, I'm going to call that a new point. I'm going to call it, I don't know, W. W joins back to 8. So join W to 8. When I bring back B, where it touches on that red line, that's where B stops. So that line B is heavy until it touches there. Okay, so I've done B. Happy with that. B joins to X, and luckily for us, X is just on the line 1, 2. So it's an easy one to find. So to find X, we need to find it on the line 1, 2 on top. So we found X. X joins to the letter C, but because we don't know exactly how far in on the surface 1, 1, 2, 2, back to 1 on this surface, I don't know how far it's going to come back in. You're going to draw a line on the surface. You might already see it. I have a line drawn in already, but I can go from 1 through C Or I could go from 2 through C, or I could go from this 2 through C, or I could go through that 1 through C. It doesn't matter. This was just the most visible line. I'm going to call that point T. So I need to find the point T on the line 1, 2 on the bottom. So bring it back. This point here is T. And as you can see, T is joined to 1 up on top. So I'm going to join T to 1 up on top. Where it crosses on my line C, I will get a point, and that will be C. So I have B, X, and C. I have those. The next one I need now is the point Y, and Y is on the line 2, 2. So that's an easy one find. So bring back Y onto the line 2, 2. So I have Y. The last one I need to find there is A, and A is on the line 2, 5, which is grand. So bring it back, find where A is on the line 2, 5 on the ground. It happens to intersect at my point 1, which is fine. So that is A. So A has to be heavy from there all the way in. C has to be heavy all the way to the point C. Okay, we're getting there. R is at the back, so I can't get that. I need Z next, and Z is on the line 3, 2. And now we can start joining. So B will join to X. X will join to C. C will join to Y. And again, this is on the underside, so it's going to be kind of hidden detail as such. Y will join to A. A will join to Z. And again, it's at the back of it, so you won't see it. And Z will join back up to B. Hidden detail again. Okay. And anything else I'm missing there? So B to X, X to C, C to Y, which is underneath, grand. Y back to A goes to Z, Z up to B. Okay, so we can go with that. Say they're actually meant to be heavy lines. I'm just going to put them in because you can see underneath that surface when you're looking in straight at it. But there will be hidden detail in plan for sure. Okay, we need to repeat that process down in plan. I need to find B, X, C, Y, A, Z, and B. So off we go. So B, I should just find it on the line B. So B is there. So I found B. B, I need X next, and X is on the line 1, 2 in plan. This is my line 1, 2, so this has to be X. Once I've got X, I need where C terminates, and C terminates on its line C, so just bring C directly down, and C is just here. So this is your line C, B, and A, just for anyone that's getting confused. Next, I need Y, and Y is on the line 2, 2. Now, you can see when I try and bring that directly down, I won't be able to see it. So what I need to do is I need to get my compass. It's actually just going to be on their line 2, so it's actually fine. That's Y. Y will join to A, so I need to find A next. And A is just at my line 4, so that's fine. Z next. Z is on the line 2, 3, up tall. And B we've already found. So we can start joining these up together now. So when I'm looking down on top, I'll be able to see definitely B to X, B to Z. However, the other things I'm not quite sure. We'll have to have a look. So B will be heavy anyways in as far as it. Grand. B is going to join to X and onto Z. So join B to X and onto Z. X joins to the letter C, which it is already doing. C joins to Y, which it is already doing because you're looking directly down on it. Y joins to A, which it is already doing. A is joined to Z, which it already is doing. And then finally, Z joins to B. So we've actually finished that there now. So it's just taking a snippet out of the top corner. We've the right hand side fully done. The left hand side is fully done in elevation, which is brilliant. However, in plan, there's a lot of things that we're missing. And I labelled things earlier on called Q and R. They're really important things. I'll also need to find where C terminates and so on. So let's go for it. We'll do the easy things first. So you can see this is the floor space where that triangle is hitting, and it's just hitting off the floor. So C will terminate on the ground. So when I bring back C, I'm just going to find it there now. C on the ground is there. Okay, so I need to find that C on the line C in plan. So C terminates here on the ground. This is going to help us see where it's going to finish. Now, that's that one found. We need to find Q next, which is on the line 5, 6. That's going to Q. And bring Q onto the line 5, 6 in plan. As you can see, C joins to Q. So when I join C to Q and continue it on out, I'm starting to get that angled surface. Okay, we're going to do the same with R. But before we do that, we need to find where A terminates, and A terminates on the ground. So that's just at that point 4 that they give you at the start. So that's this one here, really important. So to get that angled line, A joins to R, which is on the line 5, 6. So we need to find R again. So R is on the line 5, 6. Bring R down onto the line 5, 6 again. Join A to R, and we'll get the other angled line, and that's the plan completely done. Okay, just put in your heavy lines like you would have done and colour in your surface. And it doesn't affect the cutting in of the object because it's only touching the ground and it's gone all the way through that surface. And that is the question done. So you're using these lines on the surface to see where they terminate. Okay, they were very beneficial. Just because this is kind of your last one on interpenetration, just the main things again. So what's really important with this are all of these pierce points. Once you have pierce points, they will help you get lines of intersection, and all these lines that we've just formed are called lines of intersection. You cannot get the lines of intersection until you have that third view, and the third view for higher level is always an auxiliary. For ordinary level, it's usually an end view, okay, and that gets everything finished.